anniversary of Columbus's voyage to the New World, and New York's Italian-American community donated the pedestal and the statue of Columbus on top of it. Behind it, on your left, you're going to see that black glass building there. That is the Trump International Hotel. That building was formerly the Gulf and Western building. It was bought by Mr. Donald J. Trump in the mid-90s. Anybody know what happened to him? Okay, on your right now, you're going to see the USS Maine Memorial entrance to Central Park. USS Maine was the battleship that was blown up in Savannah Harbor. Remember the name of the battle cry. The Deutsche Bank Center, here on your left, formerly the Time Warner Center. And also on your left here with this you'll see this marquee here for Jazz at Lincoln Center. Jazz at Lincoln Center. Again, this jazz venue for Wynton Marsalis's jazz program. And they have 3 venues in there, the Rose Hall, the Allen Theater, and Dizzy's Club, named for Dizzy Gillespie. If you love jazz, that's the place you want to go. Also, if you love opera, that's where the Allen Theater is one of, the Rose Hall is one of the venues for the New York City Opera Company. The other venue is at the Harlem Center, uptown. So, we're on the Upper West Side of Manhattan now, and take a look around here. If you went back to the 1950s, you wouldn't see any of these buildings. All were built later. In the 1950s, this was all low-rise tenements. And this was a very kind of rough working-class neighborhood. And a lot of the white longshoremen who were living here were moving out to the suburbs in the 50s. And a lot of people from the island of Puerto Rico were moving in. And there was a lot of animosity between the white kids that were here and the Puerto Rican kids. And there was a lot of racial violence. Is that familiar to anybody? Yes, that's right. On your left here now is Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. The first building you'll see there is the David H. Koch Theater. That's home to the New York City Ballet. In the center there is the Metropolitan Opera House, home to the Metropolitan Opera Company and the American Ballet Theater. In front they have a discotheque set up for the summer. They have on certain days, they have disco or swing music out there. And then we have, then the next building is the David Geffen Hall, formerly Avery Fisher Hall. Before that, Philharmonic Hall. That was the first building to open in Lincoln Center when the New York Philharmonic Orchestra moved in under the baton of Leonard Bernstein, who of course wrote the music for West Side Story. When they cleared the tenements out here, they wanted to West Side Story was actually filmed here on the site of Lincoln Center. Juilliard School at the left here. Juilliard is one of the great music and drama schools in the world. Some of the musicians and composers who have studied there included Richard Rodgers, Meredith Willson, Miles Davis, Wynton Marsalis, John Baptiste, Marvin Hamlish, and John Williams, and Stephen Schwartz. Stephen Schwartz, the guy who wrote Wicked. And some of the actors who study there have included Jessica Chastain, Denzel Washington, Oscar Isaacs, Adam Driver, Kevin Kline, Patti LuPone, Mandy Patinkin, and Christopher Reeve, the old Superman. Yep. Yeah. You know who his roommate was? Robin Williams. I will not shut up because I am correct. Oh yes, Robin Williams. Oh, Juilliard is home to the School of American Ballet. However rich they are. We miss you, Robin. Alright, so on your right here is a really nice little restaurant here, the West Side Restaurant. It's a small little diner, but the food is great. Take it from the fat man. You know what I'm talking about. So about to come up on your left, you're going to see the smallest park in New York City. Behind that restaurant right now, Circle Square. That's the smallest park in New York City. You'll see New York in dramatic geometry, all over Circle Square behind the state. Okay, Okay, on your left here now is the 72nd Street subway kiosk from when the Interborough Rapid Transit Company opened the first subway line in 1904, stretched from City Hall all the way up to 145th Street in Harlem. And while they were building the subway line, there was a big real estate boom up here on the Upper West Side, and a bunch of luxury apartment buildings were built. You know, since now you can get downtown to work on time. If you look straight ahead on your left now, you're going to see one of the grandest apartment buildings ever built in New York, the Ansonia Hotel. It's one block up on your left. You'll get a better view when we make the turn. You can't see it, but the Ansonia was developed by a guy named W.E.B. Stokes, who was a bit of an eccentric guy. There's a fountain in the courtyard of that building, which originally used to have live seals in it. They had a chicken farm on the roof so that residents could get fresh eggs in the morning. They had, and he also mandated that the building had to be both fireproof and soundproof. So, since it was soundproof, so they used more reinforced concrete to make it soundproof, and since it was soundproof, a lot of musicians and composers lived there, including Niccolo Tessalini, Shogun, of course Stravinsky, the opera singer Enzio Pina, and the producer Floyd Ziegfeld lived there, and Babe Ruth lived there. His nocturnal habits, it was very good for Babe Ruth. And they also had at one time the world's largest indoor swimming pool, which later became the Renaissance bathhouse in the 60s. Those very low in the Now these luxury apartment buildings in the first place, they were built at, since the wealthy ones both the people, they wanted to live either in a townhouse or a mansion if you were really rich. So they built these big fancy apartment buildings as residential hotels. And they had maid service and concierge service and stuff like that. So the first luxury residential hotel in New York is coming up on your left, and that is the Dakota Apartments. It's a beautiful chateau-style building built in 1884, designed by the architect Henry Hartford. And I'm going to tell you more about the Dakota. We're also going to take a little walk into Central Park. Okay, so we're going to hop out here. It's okay to leave your stuff on the bus. Arliss will be with it the whole time. Okay, everyone, follow me.